Today is Friday, February 10th, 2017, and this is Generally Trivial.
Welcome to Generally Trivial, a conversation on the lighter side of current events.
Hello and welcome to the lighter side of current events. I am Jeff, one of the hosts here, and today with me is Jordan.
Hello, hello.
And Oliver.
What's up, guys?
Oliver, would you be my Valentine?
I would most certainly be your Valentine, as long as my wife doesn't have anything to say about it.
Yeah, I really just want somebody to buy me some candy.
I'll send you a candygram.
You'll just get the little chalk hearts from me.
Well, today we're going to talk about the Super Bowl a little bit. We're going to, of course, go into Did You Hear? And we're going to do a draft, as has been popular with the show lately. We are going to be drafting some movies. For those of you who need some help this Valentine's Day, we're going to do chick flick or romantic movie draft. And so we'll need you to tell us who had the best draft. And I think it'll be apparent because who is getting the second date by the movie they watch. That'll tell us. For sure.
Definitely. The lineup that you pick is crucial to the date that you're on and any future dates.
Absolutely.
I'm sorry to interrupt. I think the lineup of the movie that you pick should qualify the girl, and if she doesn't like the movie, maybe you need a better choice in women.
Ooh.
Wow. That's a hot take.
Is your wife in listening distance?
She is not.
I wanted to say a quick thanks to anyone who was recently become a listener of the podcast. We've recently got a few new listeners, and we wanted to say thanks. Hope you stick with us. We're still, even though we're a year and a half into this, we're still picking up steam, kind of figuring out where we're going, and we really appreciate it. So with that, we will go ahead into some talk about the Super Bowl.
So, guys, did you catch the big game the other day?
What big game?
Unfortunately.
So, being from Indiana, not from Canada, I'm a Colts fan. So therefore, it is bred into my genes that I hate the Patriots. Yeah, so I was super excited. I was rooting for the Falcons. You know, I never thought I would say that, but I was rooting for the Falcons. And come halftime, I thought the game was going to swing our way. And then Tom Brady had to pull his old shenanigans and ended up pulling through.
I mean, a part of it was obviously the Falcons not performing well second half, but I mean, most of it really probably was the Patriots, unfortunately.
I really think that the Falcons kind of got complacent in the second half, thought that they had it in the bag, and then just tried to wait it out, beat the clock, and that wasn't the case. Now, I will say, I don't like the Patriots, but I do think that they had a superior offensive team. And that is why I bet that the Patriots would win. And I said the score would be like 34-24 or something like that. And I was like pretty much right on. So props to me. No one else.
I find that take offensive.
Do not get the hot take cannon out for that.
Do not.
Well, I was impressed. I didn't really get to see much of the second half. I guess people said that the calls were unfair in some instances. But regardless, the Pats did a heck of a job in the second half to even tie it up to go to overtime.
Oh, definitely. I mean, if you think about recent sporting events, like the World Series went into extra innings, the Super Bowl went into overtime. It's crazy. Yeah, it's crazy.
Game 7 of the NBA Finals overtime.
That's true.
Yeah, it's still frustrating. I mean, they could have had it on just several different plays. If they, if Freeman hadn't missed that block, or if they had run the ball right there, they would have had a field goal and it would have been game.
Yeah. What about that catch?
By Julio?
Yeah.
I think he means
Was it Edelman?
Edelman, yeah. That was a fantastic catch. Inches from hitting the ground and a foot to help him.
Yeah. I not being a big Patriots fan, I had Edelman on my fantasy team all season. Not that it helped me any, but
I want to know if deflated footballs fall slower and he had more time to catch that. I mean, in theory, they probably would, right? The surface area would be flattened, and it would have a little more resistance as it went downward.
The physics of football.
It's a good question, Jeff. I'm not quite sure how to answer that, but I think everything falls at the same rate. But I could be wrong.
In a vacuum.
Yep, we live in a vacuum. That dome was a vacuum. It wasn't even a dome.
You know the best thing about vacuums? They don't look like they're spelled right.
Vacuum.
Vacuum.
What about that halftime show? Lady Gaga jumping off the top of a building like a...
I was impressed. Like, I'm not a Lady Gaga fan, but I was pretty impressed with the show. I like the drones. I like the movie commercials. The Guardians of the Galaxy was really good, and the Stranger Things.
Oh, yes, Stranger Things.
Did they put a date on that?
Halloween.
I don't want to wait that long.
No one wants to wait that long. But you're going to have to.
It was so good.
Yes, thank you.
Hopefully it's a little longer. I can finish it, and it'll take more than a day and a half to finish it.
I literally watched the whole thing in probably 30 hours total.
Yeah. All right, well, with that, we are going to go ahead into Did You Hear?
Hey!
Did you hear?
Did you hear about this one?
Did you hear?
Did you hear about this one?
All right, guys. Heard of a law that forbids cruel and unusual punishment?
I feel like I've seen a movie about it or something, but...
Well, to tie in with the Super Bowl commercials, to be more exact, I got a story for you. Residents of this article that I found comes from Huffington Post. I like to cite my sources. Residents of Wyoming, Minnesota were extra motivated to not drive drunk on Super Bowl Sunday. Otherwise, they'd be forced to watch the Justin Bieber T-Mobile ad. The police department tweeted this: "If you drive drunk tonight, we're going to subject you to that Justin Bieber T-Mobile Super Bowl commercial the entire way to jail. Hashtag SB51.
I didn't hear that. That's hilarious, though.
The town's only like a town of like 8,000 people, but when the person wrote this article, that single tweet has been viewed more than 1.1 million times. The police chief said that he was getting responses from Europe, Australia, U.S., and across Canada. And then one last side note, of the 10 police officers that were working that night, they made no DUI arrests. So apparently the tweet worked.
It worked. That's fantastic. Congrats to Wyoming. It wasn't Wyoming and Minnesota, or?
No, it was a town in Minnesota called Wyoming.
Oh, well, that's confusing.
It is confusing.
Congrats to Wyoming, Minnesota.
Probably more confusing if you're drinking and driving. You can see the road signs.
Yeah, this way to Wyoming, Minnesota. This way to New York City. Wait, what?
Have you guys ever tried a dating service, a dating app, or service online?
No.
I can't say that I have, Jeff.
That sounds like you have, but that you're not allowed to say that you have.
No, I really haven't.
You're like, I'm not allowed to say that I have.
No, I haven't, and that's the honest truth.
Well, there are a lot of them out there.
I would agree.
A lot of them cater to very different needs or desires or likes. Some of them are a little absurd to me, to be honest. Some seem a little on the nose, and but there is a new dating service out there, and it's called Hater. So rather than going onto the service and entering in your likes and your hobbies and your skin tone and your income, as some of the sites actually want you to do, this is just going to have users matched up based on things that they hate.
Wow.
Like the Patriots?
Like the Patriots. That would be a great one. So yeah, you start a relationship based on solely the extreme dislike for someone or something else. Sounds like a strong first step.
That's a good way to start a relationship. What do you hate? The color blue. Me too.
Yeah, me too. Hater apparently has been around in testing form since December, but it's officially going to be on iOS. It says the February the 8th, so it actually should be live now. I might go ahead and download that just to check it out. That sounds bad.
Just to test it, of course.
To my girlfriend listening right now, it's just for testing purposes.
It's for scientific reasoning only.
For science.
Yes, for science.
The one of the head guys there was asked about, and he said, "What we hate is an important part of who we are, but it's often swept under the rug in our public persona. We want people to express themselves more honestly. Plus, it's easy to start a conversation with someone if you know you both hate pickles."
Pickles, huh? That's where you draw the line in the sand? Pickles?
Well,
Pickles?
I mean, that's probably their politically correct way to enter into these conversations. Because I don't know how devious they let you get. If it's just a tagged keyword thing and people find it that way, or if there are actually rules to that. I didn't really see that, but it does say they have a 1-strike penalty for any kind of misuse, harassment on the site, which a lot of those sites are not really good for that. So that's
a plus, yeah.
And they said they don't stand for hate speech or bigotry or animosity toward races, religions, or body types. So I don't know if that means you can hate them silently or can't hate them at all. But that if you out there listening are looking for a way to find a date this Valentine's Day, that might be your trick.
And if you're out there to look for money, I've got the gig just for you. So, what's your all's favorite snack food that you hate to get on your fingers?
Favorite snack food that I hate to get on my fingers?
Cheetos.
Hang on, give me a second. Ice cubes.
Well, that would kind of stink because it's cold, and then you got to cut your fingers off. But you see
Caught him off guard.
Then you gotta cut your fingers off.
Sure, I guess.
Well, yeah, Cheetos are one of my favorite ones, especially of the fire nature. Yeah. And I don't know about you, but sometimes you'll pull like a Cheeto out, and you'll just look at it, and you'll be like, "That looks like a baseball bat," which most of them do. But
a baseball bat from the Flintstones.
Yeah, it looks like a club, exactly from the Flintstones. Sometimes though, you might become fortunate and stumble upon a Cheeto that might resemble something else, say like the Loch Ness Monster, or in more recent news, Harambe.
Harambe.
Yeah, did you all hear about the man who found the Harambe Cheeto?
No.
So it's kind of a cool cool thing, but it was the Flaming Hot Cheeto, and it looked like the gorilla that we all know from the Cincinnati Zoo. He found it.
R.I.P.
What?
R.I.P.
Yeah.
Definitely.
He, the guy who bought the bag of Cheetos, he looked at it and then just happened to see a picture of Harambe and put the two side by side and compared them and said, "Hey, that looks a lot like looks like this gorilla." So he put it on eBay. Yeah, exactly. He put it on eBay and had 132 bids on this.
Jeez.
On this one Cheeto. Cheese. Yeah, exactly. How much do you all think? How much would you all pay for this Cheeto?
I mean, I would pay
Like $1.99
in
right?
excess of 35 cents. In excess.
One Cheeto.
Yeah.
That is edible.
Well, for a Harambe one, I would pay upwards of the dozens of dollars. Maybe double, maybe 2 dozen, as in like $24. But that would be the highest I would go.
A baker's dozen.
But you would still be paying less than us because things are cheaper by the dozen.
Oh, there you go.
Well, all 132 bids. The winner ended up getting the Cheeto for $99,000.
Oh, shut up.
$99,900.
Nope.
They almost spent $100,000 on a Cheeto.
No. That is wrong.
Almost
They did not
$100,000.
pay $100,000 for a Cheeto.
They legit
did not
almost
pay.
did.
You could buy 45,000 bags for that.
You could buy a new Harambe for that.
Well, he did it, and he was interviewed and said he was extremely proud of his purchase. And I kind of find that interesting. What I did find,
Where's that professor meme? That I don't want to live on this planet anymore.
that would qualify for this event, yes.
Yes.
But apparently, he's not the only one to find Cheetos like this, and he's not the only one that have bought Cheetos. And Frito-Lay, the owner of Cheetos, has opened a museum called Cheeto Museum, where they only place Cheetos that look like other objects, like Harambe, Loch Ness Monster, etc. And so they'll pay you a pretty penny just for your Cheeto and your imagination.
So it's just marketing for them.
Yep. So if you think it exists, it might.
That is dirtier than your hands are after eating Cheetos.
Good thing we don't have to cut them off.
Good thing we don't have to cut them off.
You didn't hear? Huh? Oh, yeah.
Valentine's Day is coming up. So if you don't already have a plan, you're probably already screwed. But
I've got plans, Jeff.
we have some ideas for you. We're going to be heading up a draft, like we said earlier, to let you guys know the best chick flicks in order to watch them with your lady or gentleman. You know, us guys can be wooed too.
We like the occasional romantic comedy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This is a fact.
Yeah, Green Mile, I cried.
Top Gun.
Top Gun.
Of course, I'm biased.
Any of the Ernest movies? Do you guys have any memorable Valentine's Day gifts or events in your past?
I sure do. And it's a long story, so I'm going to make it short.
So let's... Okay. I guess we'll accept a short
Yeah.
story.
Well, it was a scavenger hunt that led me from one place to another, and it was all over across town. One of them included Starbucks.
You were Ben Wyatt.
Yes.
Yeah.
And it was Starbucks, and I walk in. I had to ask them for a certain thing, and it was already paid for, and it was a drink. And then on the cup was my next clue, and then I had to go somewhere else, which led me to like my favorite gift of all time, which was just a small aviator teddy bear. It had like the silk pilot scarf and the pilot goggles, and then he was holding a note that said, "Meet me at my apartment for dinner." And
Hold up. That teddy bear had its own apartment?
yeah, the teddy bear said, "Meet me at my apartment." I was like, "This is weird. I don't know where you live, but okay."
I want to see you without them goggles.
So that was probably my best Valentine's experience, because it was fun, it was interactive, but it cost a lot of money and took a lot of time. So there's that.
What about you, Jeff? You're quite the romantic.
I don't know. I don't. Probably my best thing was last year. Went to the melting pot, and it was really stinking cool to like.
What's the melting pot?
It's this place where you get to cook your own food.
Is it fondue?
Which sounds ridiculous, but it was really cool.
Is it a fondue restaurant?
Yeah, like that. And the whole room was like a card table size room. It was cool. We called and had reservations, and it had only the one entrance because it was incredibly tiny, and that was closed up with a curtain. And there was a light hanging down that made it look like a candlelit with the way the glass was kind of modeled.
Cool.
And yeah, it was really cool. It was nice and romantic.
This is in Indianapolis?
Yeah, just up in Indy.
Yeah.
I went up there last year.
That's cool.
Yeah.
Oliver?
I do not have one. I am notoriously bad at Valentine's Day type stuff, but I think it's mostly because my wife really isn't super like crazy about Valentine's Day or anything either. Usually we just either stay home and cook ourselves dinner and just kind of spend time together, but nothing real cool or crazy.
I think that might be my fault, Oliver. She's probably scarred from the time I kicked her out of a van while it was on fire.
This is an accurate story. Although I don't know what that has to do with Valentine's Day, but
I'm just saying she's probably scarred from it, and it,
She probably has lots of scars from getting kicked out of a fire van or something like that.
Would you rather get stuck in the fire van?
That's a valid point. That's a valid point. Yeah, I would. Depends on if the van was moving.
Yeah, it was moving.
Yeah, see, I imagine the van moving. I would move to the front of the van because fire would go backwards. So I'd move to the front where there was no fire.
Why would fire go backwards?
Because if the van's moving, then the fire goes the opposite direction of the...
Do you do that if you're in a van?
Yep.
Yeah, you just... When the van moves, you just go to the back of the van?
Yes. I mean, like, the air. Was the fire on the outside or the inside? It doesn't matter. Oliver, we're going to teach you how to be more romantic in our next segment.
Awesome.
All right, we went to random.org, and I got the first choice of picks. I'm actually going to take the first overall pick.
Of course you would. Of
Jordan,
course.
you get the second decision. What do you want, the second pick?
Yeah, I'm going to take the second overall pick. I can't let the best picks go unpicked by me.
So, Oliver, you're going to get the third pick, but also the first pick of the second round, because it is a serpentine.
Oh, you guys are chumps. You should have picked the third one because you get the third and the fourth out of the top four.
Okay, well, you're going to be crying a lot because I'm taking the LaDainian Tomlinson this time.
No.
Oh, yeah.
Gosh dang it.
I am taking the Notebook.
No. Oh, my gosh. You can't. That's
yeah, I did.
You just drafted Tim Tebow.
No, I drafted LaDainian Tomlinson.
No, Tebow.
I think there's better.
Wow. Them's bold words.
Them's are fighting words.
That's a bold strategy, Cotton.
All right. With my first pick for the Valentine's movie draft, I'm going with P.S. I Love You. As my first pick.
That is a good pick.
Yeah. P.S. I really like Gerard Butler. I don't know.
Yeah, you do.
I like Gerard Butler.
Actually, that was a good movie. I did like that movie. I saw it in theaters.
The
Thank
facial
you.
hair, the accent, I can see it.
It'll get anyone. It's a perfect movie.
Especially if you want to cry.
Yeah, you're right. Even more reasoning for Snuggles. We're going for Valentine's date movies.
Yeah, that's true.
So
Oliver, you're getting 2 picks in a row. Let's not draft a tight end where we shouldn't.
Oh, don't worry about it, because you may have picked your LaDainian Tomlinson, but I picked my Peyton Manning. You just left him on the table. Actually, I did not even have this one on my list beforehand because I thought it would be gone by now. But since you guys didn't take it, I'm going to take Titanic.
Oh no,
Titanic.
that is a really good pick. Although I don't know that I have 3.5 hours to, sit and watch a movie.
I don't either because I've never seen it.
Well, if you have a VHS and if your VHS player breaks between movies, you're really in trouble because you can't watch the second tape.
I actually have a DVD that was on 2 parts. I have Pearl Harbor, and it was on 2 DVDs.
Jeez. I'd just like to note the ease that you would be able to pull off the Leonardo DiCaprio with this movie, and you would be able to Titanic and chill.
Titanic and chill.
Yeah, I mean, you'd be chilling in that icy water as you slipped away to your inevitable death.
All right. My second pick, first pick of the second round, I want to go with The Wedding Singer.
Oh,
Ooh,
wow.
A little comedy.
Little
Yeah.
Adam Sandler.
A little rom-com.
That is correct.
Well,
That's Dana Carvey.
Okay, well, it's still one of his movies. Veronica Vaughn. Water sucks.
Oh, you went. Okay, I see where you went with that. Sorry.
Somebody's close.
You're jumping all over the place.
yeah, he's everywhere
They're
right
all
now.
Adam Sandler movies. They're all the same.
Yeah.
So The Wedding Singer, I think, is really good. It's ties in 80s nostalgia, so it makes you feel good, and it's a love story that a good guy wins in the end. So I think it's a good one for Valentine's Day.
I agree. Also, you pronounce nostalgia weird.
I was taking a drink.
Nostalgia. All right. With my second pick, I'm going to go with The Vow.
Oh, you're killing me.
The
That was my
Vow,
next pick.
which has Rachel McAdams
Yes, it does.
and Channing Tatum in it. A little
Oh,
bit
my gosh.
for everyone. And The Vow is my number 2 pick. Jeff,
I
what do you
legit,
got?
I legit cried at that movie.
The Vow was so good.
Yeah, I'm really kind of upset that you got that. But as much as it was going to be my next pick, I'm going to go with one that's probably a better overall chick flick or Valentine's Day kind of movie. And that is The Princess Bride.
Oh, good one. Good pick.
I'm going to say this, but I don't think I've ever seen it.
What?
It's on Netflix. I've seen the previews on Netflix, but I've not seen it.
Quit rhyming now. I mean it.
Anybody got a peanut? Anybody want a peanut? I screwed it up. Sean, if Sean were here, he would break me literally in half.
Like Andre the Giant.
Yes. That is his hero, and he would break me in half. It's such a great movie.
I will have to watch it. I'll make a note of
It's
that.
a great movie.
The whole thing starts with the little kid not wanting to hear a romantic tale.
The Princess
And
Bride.
so, like, you're like with the kid. You're like, I don't want no romantic movie. And then you listen and watch the movie, and it's awesome.
It's probably the first romantic movie that I ever liked.
Oh, you always remember your first.
Yep, that's right.
Okay, with the first pick of the third round, because I now get 2 in a row, I am actually going to go... It's not really romantic whatsoever. I mean, there's a love story, but every movie has one. And I'm going to go with Mean Girls.
I think with my third pick on the third round, I'm going to go with a movie that really wasn't like... It's not super popular, but it has a lot of A-list actors in it. And in fact, it's a movie about the day called Valentine's Day. That's my pick. Featuring T Swift and many others. So I wanted to go big. It's got Taylor Lautner in it too, and girls go crazy over him. So, Valentine's Day is my pick.
I don't know if he's even still a thing.
T. Lautner?
I mean, I can't say much. I've never seen him in a movie.
Are you Team Jacob?
I've never seen any of those movies.
Well, you're just missing out then.
No, I am not. I'm confident that I'm not.
You must be a vampire then.
That might be true. Oliver, that leaves you with, again, 2 picks in a row.
Okay, so my pick for the third round is a little romantic, but more probably comedy, girl-oriented. I'm going to go with the favorite from the 90s, Clueless. Alicia Silverstone, Brittany Murphy, Paul Rudd.
Paul Rudd, yes. I love Paul Rudd. He's so funny.
Yeah.
He's hilarious.
Yeah, he is really funny. He's a big movie star. And then sometimes he's a small movie star. And then sometimes he's a big movie star.
Is this referencing to Ant-Man?
Wait, you know he's Ant-Man too?
Yeah. He's Ant-Man, right? Am I missing this?
I thought that was kind of a secret.
Oh.
Okay.
I ruined that, sorry.
So, I have 2 more left on my draft. One of them is an honorable mention, only because I've already kind of mentioned it. I was going to pick 50 First Dates, but I picked Wedding Singer. It's essentially the same movie. But they're both good. But what I was going to pick with my last one was a movie that's maybe not so funny. And if you're spending Valentine's Day by yourself and hating people, this one's a little more up your alley. If I remember right, it didn't end on the best of terms. It was called 500 Days of Summer.
Oh, yeah.
500 Days of Summer.
That movie made me mad.
Yeah, a little bit. But it was so good. Joseph Gordon-Levitt.
Paul. No, Oliver, I haven't seen that movie either. Gosh.
I should have hit the spoiler alert for that, probably.
That's a good one, too, huh?
It's pretty good.
Who's in it? Who's in 500 Days?
Robin.
Scherbatsky?
No, from Batman.
Oh.
Joseph Gordon-Levitt.
And New Girl.
Oh, Zooey Deschanel's in that?
Yeah, Zooey Deschanel.
No way. I like Zoe. Maybe I would like that movie.
It's pretty good. If I'm maybe I'm remembering the movie wrong, but I'm pretty sure it ends sadly. So I don't know that it'll be one that I watch again, but I remember it being really good.
Jordan, that means it's up to you for your final pick.
I think most of the movies that I picked so far have been more oriented towards the woman and her enjoyment. And so
For her pleasure.
Let's watch where we're going here.
and so with my last pick, I'm going to turn the tides a little bit, and I'm going to pick a movie that will really tell men what women want. And I'm going with What Women Want.
I was hoping you were going to say The Expendables or something.
Oh, Mel Gibson.
Yeah.
You know, he was really good in that.
He was good in that. I liked it. It was a good movie.
It is a good movie. So those are my 4 picks. Jeff, you got one left.
I do have one left, and I picked The Ladanian. I got The Notebook. I have a couple movies that have some humor
Yep.
for the ladies that like that. And I'm going to end it with something classic and sort of throw the gauntlet down towards both of you. And I'm going with Casablanca.
Oh, yep. There it is.
That is a very good pick.
You know, you're really going like broad spectrum of all ages now with
Yeah.
that pick.
Yeah.
That's good. That's a good pick.
Yeah, I mean, it kind of solidifies the win, I think.
No, not necessarily. I think this one's... Now, the Thanksgiving episode, yeah, those weren't even close. But those weren't even close.
Oh, come on. Mine was the best.
No.
Yes.
Your wife didn't even say so.
No, my wife hated it. She didn't like ham, though. That's her fault.
What do you mean? You can't have ham.
I think this one's definitely going to have to go to the internet, and we're going to have a vote on who wins this one, because I think I won this one. I think the Titanic blew all the rest of yours out of the water, just on pure gross box office sales.
Well, okay. Based on that, you're probably right.
You can let us know on Facebook, facebook.com/generallytrivial, or at generallytrivial.net. Both of those would be applicable places to let us know how much I smashed these two guys. So we're going to go ahead into quick hits.
Quick hits!
Kurt Warner has been inducted into the Hall of Fame. What's something you'd make the Hall of Fame for if you just had a second chance?
Guitar Hero Hall of Fame. Definitely. If I had a second chance of practicing every day for the rest of my life, I'd be in the Hall of Fame for sure.
I'd definitely be in the Pizza Makers Hall of Fame. Made the best pizza in Clinton.
A teenager got one of her final wishes fulfilled when she got the chance to shoot someone with a taser. What's a final wish that you have that others would not see coming?
I wish I could find a Cheeto that was shaped like something awesome and sell it for $100,000.
And then die? This is a final wish.
Yes, I do. I wish that.
Okay.
I wish I could tase Tom Brady and Bill Belichick.
Speaking of, it looks like Tom Brady's game-worn Super Bowl jersey has been stolen. What's a piece of sports memorabilia that you'd like to own?
Mouth guard.
Oh, I had one grosser than that. You remember the Mike Tyson and Evander Holyfield fight? The little chunk of ear. How much is that worth now?
Probably a lot. I mean, if a Cheeto can go for $100K.
I'm sure a piece of ear would go for at least, I don't know, a dozen more than that.
I'd get a few bites on eBay. A cab driver in England was pulled over for speeding. His excuse? His passenger's flatulence. What's something you need someone else around to blame for?
I often get blamed. I don't know what I would pick. The only thing that comes to mind is I'm the one that gets blamed for my daughters. They toot more than a brass symphony. But I always get blamed for it, and my 3-year-old looks at me and she goes, "Daddy," like right after she farts, and it's hilarious.
Well, I'm gonna go with, like, they have adult coloring books now, you know. So, and I'm not very good at it. I would need little kids around so that I could blame my terrible coloring on them. They did this. Look at how awful this is.
How come you can't stay in the lines?
A for effort, but a D on your report card.
Well, guys, that's going to wrap it up for episode 35. We appreciate all you guys out there listening. Really, we do. I mean, it's really stinking cool that anyone's out there listening to one episode, let alone subscribing to us. If you do subscribe, it would be really great if you could leave us a review on iTunes. And if you do, get a hold of us afterwards. We would love to send you a logo sticker. And you know, we've got several here, so we'd be happy to send them out. We've sent a couple out now. Today we were Jordan.
Do or do not. There is no try.
Oliver.
Live long and prosper.
And I am Jeff, and we are out.
Well, because farting is the number one.
Yeah, or the number 2.